AITR Alumni Podcast, a space where we bring inspiring voices, remarkable journey, and transforming experience from very own alumni community. Today, we are delighted to welcome Aishwarya Airen, a business intelligence developer at UI Health, specializing in Epic systems. Based on the Greater Chicago area, Aishwarya is actively contributing to the evolving landscape of healthcare technology and data driven decision making. An alumni of the University of Illinois at Chicago and a member of the AI Frontier Network. She brings a strong passion for software engineering, ethical AI, and healthcare innovation with multi-featured software product and managing complex data systems. She is dedicated to improving patient care through technology. We are excited to hear about your journey from university to building impactful solution in healthcare analytics and AI. So ma'am, now I'm coming to my first question. Aishwarya, take us back to the AITR days. What kind of students you were in CSE?
Thank you so much for having me here. Well, if I had to define what kind of a student I was, I'd say I was more of a curious type, trying to understand why things work a certain way and why we are learning few things out there. I know during our first year, we all end up learning every possible technology, every possible domain, and then that's when my curiosity increased with like, okay, do I need to continue with computer science? And like, why are we building a few things? So my mindset was more towards like problem solving.
Okay, so from first year, your mindset was in problem solving starting.
Yes, definitely. I just wanted to know like why we are learning a certain piece of information. So yeah, I'd say I was more curious and trying to know what we are building, why we are building, and how we are going to come up with a good solution for that.
So any professor project or any event at AITR that still stands out in your memory?
Yeah, quite a lot. So one event I could talk about is when cloud big data was kind of at peak in India during that time. I was in 2012, about for 2 years, got appointed as a EMC Academic Alliance Student Ambassador, which is now acquired by Dell. So my job was mostly to bridge the gap of technology, cloud data, data lakes, and stuff between different universities that are adopting those coursework and Acropolis. So yeah, definitely that is something that stands out. And as a part of it, I did get to go to my very first conference in my life, which was international conference on cloud big data and trust, where I won several prizes, got to learn more about how we could leverage cloud technologies and learned more about data lakes. So yeah, did some certifications on it. Other than that, certain events like some sport events and hackathons and coding competitions and stuff like that was definitely something that I still remember, and hosting events when we had some prominent leaders come over to Acropolis. So, yep, those are the ones that I still cherish.
What motivated you to pursue a master's in computer science at University of Illinois Chicago?
Um, well, for me, uh, like I mentioned about cloud, certain technologies like larger data systems and stuff was still emerging back in 2012 in India. So I really wanted to get like a deeper exposure into like what's being used on a practical level, how I can see where I fit right. So that's when I started exploring the coursework at different universities in the United States, and the coursework and the research opportunities at the University of Illinois at Chicago kind of resonated very well with me. So that's why I decided I wanted to go ahead, learn more, and see what skills I could, be competent at and be more strong at.
So any any communication differences or language barriers you faced there
Uh,
when you got there?
so I mean, we all speak English in India, so that's
Sorry,
not
that's a
really a
personal
problem.
question.
Yeah, but accent, I guess, is something that you need to get used to because, yeah, there even in the United States, like there are different people from different countries, and everyone speaks differently. So that's one thing. Another thing is like understanding the social standards here, especially when I was doing certain research with few professors here. You need to understand like what level of technology insights that they have and that what you bring back from India. I guess that that's some kind of a social standard barrier right there, but it's very easy to overcome. We all are unique and we bring unique experiences.
So what's the biggest difference you felt between studying in India and the US?
Well, I would say uh, India is great when you want to build that strong foundation of things as to like what's out there. You get to learn that, but when it comes to United States, it's more a deeper dive towards like research, critical thinking, problem solving, uh, innovation, cross industry collaboration and stuff like that. So one of the biggest differences I personally felt is access and exposure to that level of technology where you could put a certain piece of information into practice and, understand the practicality of things on how, like, you could see the output of things of how whatever you have learned, you are putting it into practice and you can see the output of it. But it's kind of a bit difficult, or maybe I'd say we don't land to that level back in India that we can leverage optimization of what we have already started off as a process. So yeah, when it comes to standardized foundation, I would definitely say India is great to do and explore that level of information. But yeah, if you want to question yourself, experiment around, definitely you'd have to look into technologies up here in the United States.
Uh, you are now a senior business intelligence developer at UI Health. So
Mhm.
what does your role actually look like day to day?
Well, for me, it's more about building actionable, insightful data, whether it is through reports, dashboards, metrics, through optimizing workflow and things like that. It's more about transforming that idea-based workflow into practice or into action. So I closely work with our operational leaders, the C-suite group, to tell them how their hospital is basically doing. Because without numbers, without data, you do not have the intelligence to make the right decision. So I'm kind of so happy that I'm able to contribute to that part. Talking about my day-to-day life, I meet with my stakeholders, I understand what they're looking for, what patient critical problem they are trying to solve, because every piece of information I give out to them has to be thoroughly vetted by me, validated, totally like I need to collab with different experts and doctors to make sure that I am producing the right data out there because it is definitely going to impact patient care, quality, and safety. So anything that I do, any problem I translate into data-driven insight needs to be very carefully and critically challenged by myself and also with the people I'm working with.
Ma'am, for the students hearing this for the first time, what exactly is the business intelligence in simple terms? Can you elaborate?
I'd say when you talk about business intelligence, I like to term it as actionable insights. Anything that you can absorb, convert it into an actionable insight. That is, you can make meaningful decisions out of it is business intelligence for me. It doesn't really have to be, getting requirements and making a report or things like that. Even in our day-to-day life, it's a way of organizing all the information that you got, visualizing it, making the right decisions out of it? Like, how can you utilize it to a level that you can run your business successfully?
Thank you so much. How is the working with healthcare data different from other industries?
Oh, it's a lot different. So healthcare data is highly controlled, it's highly regulated. There are so many compliances and codes that you need to follow. It's clinically meaningful. Uh, every country has a different set of healthcare standards that they follow. United States has a lot, and there are so many like regulatory compliances and commissions that come up with their own definitions. So yeah, you have to be like very much like careful in terms of getting that right thought process and making sure everything that you're writing, every piece of code goes through like strict background of something that like supports the compliance and is a part of like PHI and HIPAA compliance safety standards. So because everything that you make ultimately impacts patient safety outcomes, it's very much important to know those standards and regulatory practices in place that are there in your region.
Thank you. Ma'am, as you work with Epic Systems, how important are healthcare tech platforms in modern hospitals?
Oh, healthcare tech, it's emerging and it's it's definitely very meaningful. They are, I would say, mission critical because having that right technology in place can be a boon and a bane, but knowing what you are doing and getting that right data at the right time and keeping a track of it is very much important. I would say platforms like or EHRs like Epic Systems right now have been emerging a lot. It not only helps with, seeing how you're doing in terms of a business or a hospital, but it also helps you understand like how well your patients are recovering. Are you good or are you skillful as a doctor that within few days or the ability that you have right now to go through and understand the patient issue or the ailment, are you able to kind of cure it in a few days? So it's everywhere. Also, I'm currently working on some predictive modeling stuff. So that's emerging with the healthcare tech, which is amazing. Generative AI, we're all talking about it because that helps you understand like how frequently do you expect a patient revisit? How frequently do you think a patient could catch an infection and stuff like that? So, yep, that's how it's emerging and it's very important right now.
Ma'am, as you are a part of Healthcare Data and Analytics Association, how has that helped your growth?
Well, that and several other conferences I've been to and memberships have definitely given me the ability to collaborate with peers with similar backgrounds, same thought process, working on deeper electronic health records, making the most out of what's provided to them operationally in their organization. So yeah, it's definitely a very good growth opportunity. You get to know what innovative technologies people are using in different organizations, what problems they're trying to solve again. And also, it helps us understand the best practices that we could probably adopt as a standardized best practice for our own hospital.
Um, you are now speaking at major industry events like Epic XGM and HDAA. How does it feel, and what steps help you to reach that level?
Well, definitely. It gives you that sense of accomplishment, knowing that all this hard work that you have put into in terms of analyzing a problem and failing multiple times in it, and then finally you end up creating a solution that's being used widely, not only at your organization, but when you pass on that idea, that's when you feel that, okay, you are not only reaching a specific set of people within your domain, but you are going out. So that definitely helped me a lot and helped me develop other skills as well. So when you know that you've built a product or something that's solving people's problems and making their lives better, you could align yourself not only within what you know, you could go out, talk to people from the same kind of industry, see what practices they have adopted, see where you could improve with what idea you've come up with. So yeah, it helps present and tell them your own story, narrate it from your experiences so that they can pick something similar and maybe adopt an approach that can really help them solve an issue that they are facing at their organization. And definitely, other than that, there is more about networking, collaboration, and I believe our network is net worth. So you should definitely go out there, talk to people, see what they're doing, and it's always fun to be at conferences and meet new people and spend some time with them.
Ma'am, did you get irritated by your works anytime? If
Like with the work that I'm doing,
yes,
not
something like
not really irritated. I would say I really found it challenging at certain times when you have some serious deadlines. There are certain piece of information that you don't understand. Like you need to working in healthcare. Now I feel like I understand how United States healthcare works. I have some knowledge, not full of like surgeries and medicines, pharmacy, inpatient visits, appointments, and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's challenging when it comes to certain understanding certain medical complexities and workflow. But yeah, I do love
enjoy
being in
it.
healthcare. Yeah, I enjoy it. It gives you a sense of accomplishment and gratification when you come up with some great numbers that show people that, okay, your hospital is running really well. We have a good number of patients and patients' quality of life is improved. So people are getting discharged on time and they're not coming back.
Okay. You are also an early adopter member at the AI Frontier Network. How do you see AI transforming healthcare analytics?
Oh, I'd say AI in healthcare has definitely gone from reactive to predictive. We are not only trying to see, okay, what is the most recent lab result of a patient, for example, we are trying to see like what is the level of prediction or how we could come up with a predictive data model that can tell you how soon a patient is going to come back or what are the chances of them getting a surgery back again for that same issue that they had the surgery for. What are the chances or what is the risk of the patient getting sepsis again, or are they prone or more susceptible to certain kinds of infections, or if the patient is on ventilator, can they get a ventilator associated infection? So stuff like that. I guess rate of readmissions is one more thing I could think of. So yeah, we are going more towards, okay, what you're seeing on the UI, so can we like see it in a faster manner? From that, we are going to predictive, like looking straight up. Do we need to see that, okay, there are out of a population of 1,000 patients, we are seeing that 600 alerts are being generated for us because our predictive model predicts that they may be coming back for a readmission. So is that something that we should be concerned about and, have actionable insights on it? So definitely going from reactive to predictive at this time.
Okay. For the AITR students who want to enter data analytics or BI, where should they start from?
Uh, I would say pick a tool or a language that you are familiar with. Go with SQL, very basic, and then definitely learn Power BI, Tableau, and stuff like that. Other than that, I would say the best way to do it is start off by building a project of your own and don't be afraid to break it. Number of times you break it is the number of times or the number of steps you're climbing up, is how I see it and calculate it. So understand what problem you're trying to solve and what kind of data you'd like to produce. Um, Start building ETL pipelines if you want to go into that route. It's robust. You could pick anything that you want. Get a good hand on programming languages, add a layer of a good framework or a tool on it, combine it with Gen AI or agentic AI, and there you go. You have a project for yourself.
Okay. Ma'am, how should students prepare if they aim for higher studies in abroad? Matlab, what type of researches should they do?
Okay, so I guess the very first thing is a clear understanding of what you're interested in and why do you feel that you want to take this step of, going to a different country and learning something. And if you're really, if you know the answer to that, the top three things I would say is have strong academics, get your grades up, have good grades, have good connection with your professors back in India. It's definitely going to help you a lot. Have a clear purpose of like why do you want to go out, like I mentioned earlier. Try to do as many projects and internships as you can. More exposure towards like practical application of things that you have been studying as a part of your curriculum or coursework with all the 4 years of engineering or whatever you're picking up. Uh, Make sure that you get some industry exposure to it. Talk to people who you feel are in the same area that you are interested in. See what their expertise is in. Can just send them random requests on LinkedIn. At least one person will accept it. So yeah, try to know what they are doing. See if that is something you'd like to do. Prepare yourself for it. And then, of course, take up any exam that you want, like
So,
GRE,
ma'am,
TOEFL,
basically,
IELTS.
networking is important
Very,
in.
very important. I mean, earlier we would look up for, okay, let's go into certain kinds of competitions and make groups and win and come back. But after that, what? So it's better that apart from that, continue doing that. I'm not saying that you don't have to participate in competitions or like try to collab in groups and committees and memberships. Do that. But also talk to people who are already working in that industry, understand what kind of work they are doing, what is it meaningful to you. It may not sound meaningful to you. So that's when you know that that's what you don't want to do. So then you can kind of filter that out and go and look for something else. So yeah, try to connect to people as much as you can, along with doing your own homework of learning new technology, building projects, breaking projects.
Well, ma'am, basically, with studying, well, balancing is important.
Yeah,
No?
definitely, because studies, I mean, getting good grades would end where your knowledge of the books ends specifically, because that's how they are grading you right now, correct? Like they are not grading you too much on how much exposure you have, how many projects you have built. But if you want to come out of India, you have to go to any other country, you need to show that other than those grades, what capability do you have? Like, have you done something out of the box, which was not required? Because grades are required, academics are required for you at that college level because you are in that educational institution. But what you as a person likes to do, like what makes you unique, is how you need to like write yourself and put it down in the statement of purpose that you have to send out to universities. So there you need to show some exposure to things that are outside or not required as a part of your university work.
Okay. So, ma'am, the work in industries are really very different from what we are taught of.
um I'd say yes, it's definitely up to some level, because you do adopt those skills and you do put into practice those skills that you have learned, but every organization has a different set of working standards and like what they're looking for, you wouldn't get to know right away when you are graduating. You have to be in that environment and see, like, collaborate with different teams and understand, okay, this person has deployed certain thing. How can I use that from that phase and convert it into some meaningful product which I can push out to another team? So it's more of like we all work in silos, I would say, but team oriented silos. So that is definitely more practical. We don't kind of, focus more towards whether you remember a certain thing or is there a skill that you have to be like 100% good at. It doesn't work like that.
No, so ma'am, now I may start the rapid fire now. Okay. One skill you wish you had learned earlier.
I'd say asking right questions at the right time instead of kind of thinking about it and then later trying to get yourself into a soup because you didn't ask that question right there.
One tool or technology students should definitely explore right now.
Generative AI, agentic AI, and then layer it with your favorite technology out there.
Okay. One piece of advice you had give your 2015 self.
Uh, don't be afraid to take risks. You don't really have to be perfect because you can never be.
Okay. What does success mean to you today compared to 10 years ago?
Oh, so earlier it was more about getting good grades and then landing a good job. Now it's more about creating, building products that are doing something out there, feeling that sense of accomplishment because you've done a meaningful job and work-life balance.
Okay. Message for current AITR students watching this.
Um, be curious, don't be afraid of failing, keep moving forward, don't stop just because you had one failure. One bigger failure should be the next big step that you take. Take risks as much as you can. You don't have to have everything figured out right now.
Well, ma'am, taking risk is the basic thing you should do.
I mean, calculated risks, not like you're at the end of the cliff and you're like, okay, let me jump and see whether I survive. Not like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, exploring is the main thing.
Yeah, like if you have a few things in hand and you're like, okay, I think I can do it. Should I go for it? Calculate what could be the possible outcomes of it. If the outcomes are not as per the standards that you have in your mind, then don't do it, of course. But just calculate and take sensible risks, I'd say.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much for giving your time. You are really inspiring and motivated me and everyone.
Yep, thank you so much for having me. It gives a great sense of gratification and joy to connect with the alma mater and uh, see what talented students are out there at AITR right now.